Okay, so we are on the road, and when I say we, I mean myself and three of my nieces, Tess, Amelia, and Dinah. We had a girls' trip planned, and my sister was supposed to be with us, and her husband had to have emergency surgery. So he is doing well at this moment, and the girls and I decided that we'd go ahead and go. But I wanted to share with y'all just who they are, because they're pretty awesome and they're future entrepreneurs, and Tess is already one, so hopefully we can get some insights from them, because I learn a lot from my students, I learn a lot from my children, and I learn a lot from Tess and my nieces. So Tess actually runs and owns, she's co-owner with my sister, a shop called Anna in Corinth, Mississippi. And they actually started that, maybe a year ago? Yeah, last April. So they've been at it a year, and they've been pretty successful. And so it was just a really good project for them. And they're really into, of course, with all the girls, they need clothing. So they started the boutique, and they carry boutique clothing. It's a pretty cool shop. You can check them out on Instagram and Facebook and Anna Clothing Company. And it is in Corinth, Mississippi, downtown in SoCo. But I just kind of wanted to share with y'all, we're headed to the beach. We're going to have a great time. And I have all boys. We've talked about that before. So I get a little bit of a estrogen feed this week, and lots of good girly music. We just picked up Amelia from cheer camp at UNA, and so we got to watch all the girls perform. So I'm getting a good dose of girls this week, and I don't get a lot of that, and I don't get a lot of downtime. So this is going to be a great week. So I hope we have a wonderful time, and I'll come back to you later, and we're going to talk about Tess and her journey, and also how she and Anna started the shop. I wanted Anna to be on this too, but of course she didn't get to come. So we'll be talking with Tess later on this week. So we'll see you soon. Hello, this is the Business Building by Design podcast, and I'm your host, Emily Jansen McGrath. I'm an entrepreneur, small business owner, mom, designer, and lover of all things beautiful. Are you looking to start a new business, or are you wondering, what am I doing and how did I get here? Then you're in the right place, and it's time to do something about it. You can expect tips, strategies, one-on-one interviews with other professionals, and life lessons. I started this podcast to help other women in business be successful. I was thankful enough to have other women who mentored me throughout the years, and I want to give what was given to me. I truly hope that you listen, learn, laugh, but most of all, connect. Now, put on your seatbelt and let's roll. All right, so we're here at the beach, and I'm here with my nieces, and I gave you a little intro. We had a little family emergency, so the girls and I came on, and we have been to the beach. We've got nice tans. We're sitting here. We probably watched maybe 15 episodes of Say Yes to the Dress. We got our hair braided. We've done all kinds of good things. So I just want to introduce you to my niece, Tess. And she and her mom are co-owners of Anna Clothing Company. And I told you a little bit about that before, but I wanted you to hear Tess's story. So she's going to tell us her story. She's got kind of a special situation, and then how she got started, and how she and Anna have grown Anna Clothing Company in Corinth. Okay, so Tess, here you go. Go ahead.
Okay, so about a week before I started my freshman year of college, I was running in my neighborhood, and I was on the last bit of the stretch of the run, and I hear dogs barking behind me. So I look around, and I see 5 pit bulls behind me that are barking at me. And everyone knows these pit bulls in the neighborhood. They're very hostile. They're not nice to be around. So I started to run the other way. Well, of course, I'm not faster than dogs. So they caught up to me, and, they had me on the ground. And it set in that I was being attacked by dogs. 5 pit bulls on you is not easy to handle, especially when you don't have anything to defend yourself with. So I was on the ground for about a minute and a half to 2 minutes. And if you know this neighborhood, we live in Corinth, Mississippi. So the back roads of Corinth, Mississippi, no one really drives on. It was a Sunday afternoon during COVID, so everyone was staying in. And I knew that there probably wasn't going to be a car coming to save me. So it kind of set in that, I was going to die in this moment. And I hear a horn honking behind me. I look over and I start yelling, "Help, help, help." And it was a mail carrier. She was carrying packages to the neighborhood that I lived in. And she pepper sprayed some of the dogs to where 3 ran away. So I was stuck with 2, and that was more than enough fighting chance for me to get up and get into the mail carrier. So I got up, had a little bit of pepper spray in my eye, but it's okay. We love, how I survived. But we got into the mail carrier. She called 911, and then the ambulance came out to us, where I was then airlifted to Memphis at the Med. I had over 200 stitches. I had major, damage to my face and neck. I had 8 staples to my head. I was getting stitched up for about 9 hours, in and out because of the medicine that they were administering to me. And then after that, I stayed in the hospital for 7 days in the hospital in Corinth, Mississippi, Magnolia. I received excellent care, but I couldn't do anything for myself. I had my mom help me use the bathroom. She showered me. She washed my hair. She helped me with anything that I needed help with, And then after we got out of the hospital, I was basically on bed rest for about a month after that. Just healing and going through many doctor's appointments in Memphis and surgeries and things like that. But through it all, I had the support of my community, which I had no doubt about it, because the community in Corinth is amazing. Specifically, I woke up I hadn't touched my phone in 3 days because I couldn't move my hands. And when I finally looked at it, my Facebook was just filled with pictures of me, people sending out prayers, people asking people for prayers, people from all over, just knew my story from Facebook. And I give thanks to everyone in Corinth for getting that out there, because prayers were a big part of my recovery process. But after I got, back into the swing of things, I obviously didn't go to college because, you really can't go to college when you're dependent on your mother for your health care. But so I had a little semester off where I could, recover and, spend time with my family. And, I'm one of those people, I'm like my Aunt Emmy, that, if I'm sick or have to take time off of work, it kills me even more than the injuries I'm going through. Like, as soon as it happens, I was like, oh no, I can't go to college. I'm going to have to work more to get where I was. So I started online classes during the winter semester through Mississippi State. They were also great. They held my scholarships. They sent me care packages. They were there for me, and they made it known. But during that winter months, I convinced my parents to get me a dog. She is a major part of my life. She is an emotional support animal because, if you go through something like that, you can be scared of dogs, and, it really helps me because she's a golden doodle named Demi. I got her when she was a year old, and if you know me or if you know anyone, they can tell you she is the love of my life. I am missing her so much at the beach. I look at pictures of her. I show everybody pictures of her that get sick because she is my baby and me and her are attached to the hip. But she is a major blessing. And about 2 weeks after I got Demi, my aunt texted me and my mom in a group chat and was like, so-and-so is closing her Corinth location, which she ran a boutique, a very, prominent boutique. Everyone knew about it. It was very popular. And she was like, she's closing her boutique. If y'all know anybody who wants to start a new boutique, she's selling everything in it. She's selling the fixtures, the inventory, everything you need to start a business. So me and my mom, I went home that afternoon from work, and I was like, Mom was telling me, because I didn't think my mom would be into it. She's not that. She's a nurse. She's very, not business, or like she's not a businessman like me and my aunt. But she looked at me, and I didn't even bring it up. She just said, so that would be fun. And I was like, what? And she was like, a boutique. And I was like, you're wanting to start a boutique? And she was like, I mean, if you want to. And I was like, yeah, I want to. I was like, let's do it. And so we kind of just spurred the moment. Me and my mom were like, okay, let's go in it together. And, this was, she started doing it for me because I didn't have anything to do during that time. I had ample time to put into starting the business. And so we came up with the name Anna and Anna right as we're signing the lease agreement, because we had another name picked out and we just were on the fence about it. We had been trying to come up with names. Nothing really sounded good. And then when I'm signing the lease agreement, I'm like, what about Anna and Anna? Because my mom's name is Anna and my name is Anna Tess. So I'm named after her, and I thought that would be really cute to, name a boutique after. And everyone in there was like, that's really cute. That's really cute. So we, scribbled out the name that was on there and put Anna and Anna Clothing Co. And, that's how we really started it. My mom, she's fallen in love with the boutique, as all of us have. My sisters enjoy it. I bring Demi up there all the time. She really likes it because she believes that the people are coming in there for her and, not really shopping around, but she enjoys it too. And it's just been a major part of our lives, and it's just really something that I've always wanted to do, because I never, when I went into college, I picked my major before the dog tag. I picked it because it was a steady job. I mean, I picked accounting because I really love math. I thought it'd be a good, they make a lot of money. I thought it'd be a good career for me to go in. And, when we started the business, I was like, maybe I want to do this instead, because I kind of just picked accounting for its stability. And when I finally went to college, I finished my sophomore year this past year and took my first accounting class, and I was like, this is really boring. I was like, this isn't a lot of math. This isn't, a lot of interesting things. It's just not for me. I was like, running a business is for me, putting in all my effort into one thing. And I love interacting with customers, interacting with the community of Corinth, Mississippi, because, those are the people that got me through the dog attack. I love talking to them. People come in all the time like, are you the girl that got attacked by dogs a couple years ago? And I'm like, yes, I am. And, they just talk to me about how I'm an inspiration. And I'm like, no, well, like, you praying for me was a big deal. And, it got me through it. And I like being able to talk to people about that, because it was a major part of my life. I got through it, by the grace of God, because He kept me peaceful through it all. I had a peace of mind that as soon as I heard the horn honking, I was like, okay, I'm in God's hands now. He is the one. I'm going to be okay. In the hospital, I trust my healthcare workers. I'm going to, heal to the best of my ability. It's in His hands now. Nothing I can do that would make it any better. He's the one that's going to help me heal. So that was just a real God thing, because if I didn't get attacked by dogs, I wouldn't have the business, or I wouldn't have Demi, or I wouldn't have met people through it all, or I wouldn't have this amazing story to tell everybody. But I'm just really blessed that he showed me what I'm supposed to do through a tragic event. It was just, that's how I take it as. This is his plan for me, and I'm going to follow it. It's not, oh, I hate that this happened or anything. I just really believe that that's what God meant for me to go through, and I'll take it. I'm not going to complain about it. It's very much an amazing story to tell, and where I am now is because of it. It's not a sad story. People tiptoe around it, and I'm like, no, I'll tell you every detail, but I don't think you want to hear it. It's very, graphic once you get into the many details, but that's just my little story. And
well, I think, Tess, you could have easily given up.
Yeah.
Or just, she left out all the gory details, but it was really bad. And she kind of plays it off, but she does a really good job of telling. And I think that it would have been so easy for you not to go to college. You could have been, woe is me, just down and out. And you were never that way. Mm-hmm. But I think that's a testament to, I think our family, our belief system, trusting in the Lord, because he does have a great plan for us. And it may not be what we think, or sometimes we try to take over, and then he has to autocorrect, But so to preface that, my sister Anna is a nurse, and she has been a nurse. I can't remember for how many years.
It's like 16 years.
16. Okay, 16 years. So she has always been an awesome nurse, because she has so much patience and empathy, and just she's an awesome nurse. So to have her there to take care of Tess, and all the people in the community, and the hospital that Tess was at was where she worked, and everybody just came together. And I think, God just, orchestrates all of that. And so to see that, but then, for him to, it was just a happening that Allison was selling the store. Yeah. She was renting my space, because I have several properties downtown that I rent out. And so Allison texted me and was like, hey, do you know anybody that would like to buy a boutique? And I'm like, my sister has 3 girls, and they love clothes. So let me text her. And so, and again, Tess was at home. And she was, kind of down and out that she wasn't at college. And this was
have anything to do.
Yeah, she was kind of bored. And so she and Anna just jumped on this, and they have run with it. And so, Tess, you said now, I think that's so funny that, you said accounting is boring now, and you just went into that for a job. You thought it would be a good way to make money. And I think so many of our youth do that. And it's so sad, college is not for everybody. I'm an ex-educator, and I will say that college is not for everybody. And, even in these times, a college degree used to be something. Yeah. Now, not so much. And I've seen it, and you've seen it, that you can be phenomenal. A lot of our CFOs, our CEOs of these huge companies, they have no college education. So, speak to that. I know Anna's wanting you, your mom is wanting you to finish college, which, you've already started, so it'll be something for you. But, and I know we've had this discussion, you've wanted to stop and just run the store full time, and your mom's like, no, you're going to finish, and which, Tess, you were valedictorian?
Yes.
Valedictorian of her class.
Student.
Yeah, star student. So she had full ride, all of her college is paid for. So she is taking advantage of that and going ahead and getting her accounting degree. So, but tell me, what are some things that you've learned through the store, and just being so young? You were 19 when you started with Anna. Yeah. And so, what's your target audience? What are some things that you've learned? Maybe some ups and downs that you've dealt with, maybe employees and learning how to do different things. So tell me a little bit about that.
Okay. So as she said, yes, I really did want to just quit college right after. I was like, I don't really need it. I have the boutique, I have a little safety to fall back on. Corinth, Mississippi is a really low cost of living. It's a perfect space, but, you don't really need that much money. But so I went back to college anyway because, like she said, I was valedictorian star student. I had an amazing ACT score, and I got my college paid for. And the only reason I didn't quit college was because it was paid for, and I feel like a degree is something that I could fall back on. I'm very much a plan-oriented person. I'm very much OCD. I like to know what's happening, what's going to happen, and if this doesn't happen, I need to plan for backup. I have so many backup plans to backup plans, and a degree is one of them.
And two, like Mississippi State University, they were amazing. Like the president of the college sent you a letter. I mean, they were phenomenal through all of your incident and everything. So just wanted to shout out to Mississippi State University.
But, at the beginning of college, when I moved down there and was living by myself, Demi didn't get to go with me because she had a little bit of separation anxiety. Whenever I would step out of the apartment, she would start barking and, she wouldn't eat or she would throw up because she would eat so fast because, she was starving. And so she had to go home, and it was very much during the dog attack. I stayed home all the time. I got a closer connection with my mom because, any teenager and their mom's going to have a tension throughout their relationship. But we got really close, and, something like this brings a family together. And I went home every other weekend, also because of the store. I'm co-owner. My mom works full time. I'm the business person. I'm the one who pays our taxes and does all of our forms and runs all the errands and stuff. And so I would come home just to see how everything was running and, see my dog because she's, part of the major reason why I came home all the time. But, and going through it, meeting new people, I just learned to love college. As she said, many people don't need college to become successful, and I'm a firm believer in that. I mean, the only reason I'm in college is because backup plan. That's just me. I've learned more about business with just working with Emmy through Rowan House, and learning as I run this business. Me and my mom are just learning. I mean, we have many problems we run into, and me and her keep asserting each other. We're okay, assuring that we're new at this. We're gonna have bumps in the road. It's not gonna go smooth sailing. So you just learn throughout it all. I will say I don't learn that much in business classes because a lot of it doesn't really pertain to a small business. It's more like corporate, very much looking at the economy and other businesses and seeing how you can outdo your competition and stuff like that. That's really much the business that I've gone through. As I said, I'm only a sophomore, but I have learned a lot from just, being around my aunt and, surrounding myself with more business people. When you, our little street, I know a lot of the business owners. I'm connected with the community. I'm very much, if I see them, I say hello. We usually talk about oh, have you been busy today? Or, and we talk about that kind of stuff. And as you keep doing this, you learn, how much you need to buy, when the time, right now it's really slow because everyone's on vacation. But, when Christmas hits, you got to put all your money into inventory because it's going to go fast. But you just learn through that. And like she said, I was 19 when I started this, so, that's been a trip because I am a full-time college student and running a business, and trying to grow it in a fast market pace. Everyone's buying online, doing boutiques and stuff, and it's very hard to compete with competitors because, stuff like that. But
so Tess, how old were you? 16 when you came to work for me at Rowan House?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So you had 3 years you were with me?
Yeah.
Almost 4 before you went to college
Yeah.
and started the store. So she got to see a little bit about like how I purchased inventory, how we dealt with customers, interaction, how important it was to, always have a smile on your face, always be busy because there's so much to do. But I think she found out
how fun it was. It was so fun,
It was fun, but also how much behind the scenes she didn't realize went on. So I think that those are some things that you've learned, just like you said, paying taxes and paying your
not fun things,
Yeah, the not fun things. So, but you've been phenomenal, and I think that's so awesome. Okay, so tell us a little bit about who you market to.
Okay, so the store that we bought from was very young, contemporary. It very targets to teenagers and college students, and I'm a college student. I have a 16-year-old sister, and, we wanted to keep that because usually the surrounding stores when we started, they were, not targeted strictly to, teenagers or younger people. So
there was a need for that.
Yes, there was a need for that. And I really like to be able to buy something that I like. That's really fun because I know that's going to sell if, someone like me, and I'm so connected in the community. I know a lot of people who would buy the same stuff I do. And, but on the other side, my mom, she's, older. She's, she likes some of the stuff that I like, but she also has her own taste. So we kind of target to both audiences. She's, I don't want to say her age, but she's a little bit older than me. But so it's different audiences. But we kind of do our own ordering. I will go through a brand and order certain things, and she'll go through the same brand and add more things to the cart that's different from what I would think. But everyone comes in, and it's so nice to hear when people come in, this is the store that I love. They're always going to have something cute. Everything's cute in here. It's going to fit me right. It's going to be for this certain occasion. I just love this store. And I love hearing that because, it's my baby. It's not as my baby as Demi, but, it's something that me and my mom have done together. And, I take pride in that because you're supposed to take pride in things that you do, but we target to basically everybody. We have different things for different people, but we're hoping we can expand to more outside of what we have now, but, we're just growing. We just hit a year in, what was it, April, something like that, and so, we're growing, but we are doing amazing for just being a year-old boutique.
And so you have online,
and
then so like being in college has helped you connect.
Yes.
Because in our previous podcast we talked about the importance of connecting.
Yes.
And connecting is so important, especially in business, just in general, because making connections it opens new doors. It allows you to do things that you wouldn't have normally done. So through college, even though you didn't want to be there, you probably met a lot of new people, experienced a lot of new things. And two, with the online store, those people are able to order from whatever you have. So tell us.
And a lot of people who go to Mississippi State also live in Corinth.
Yes.
Like, I know a lot of people who, they go to Ole Miss too, or, and so what I really focus on is, during game times, during football season, you really dress up, you wear maroon and white, or you wear red and blue. I've really tried to, being a college student, I know that there's a need for game day outfits and stuff like that. And also when it comes to, classroom attire, I want something comfy, but also cute. Even though I wear sweatshirts every day, but, you learn what people my age want because I do the same things that everyone else does. So I need certain tops that can be worn out to the bars or to, other parties or stuff like that. So that's really it helps me figure out, instead of just everyone in Corinth, that they don't really go to bars, or, they don't really go out to that many parties. They don't dress up, but you do in big college towns. So that really, it helps me, because I need that stuff. So I'm going to make sure it's in my store because other people need it, and, stuff like that. But
for those of you that don't know, we sit in the upper northeast corner of Mississippi. So we have probably 4 major colleges around us. We've got Ole Miss, which is in Oxford, Mississippi. We've got Mississippi State with Starkville, Mississippi. We've got UNA, which is in Florence, Alabama. And then we have Memphis, which is really close as well. So, and we are in the South, so game day is huge. It's and everybody dresses up. We've got our heels on, our dresses, and, so that's a very, very important thing for us in the South. And so that's what she's talking about when she targets game day, because we really, really put big emphasis on game day.
And you don't wear the same outfit twice. Right. You take a picture in it, post it for game day, and then you sell it. It's just taking pictures and being a social media presence is really big to all the college girls in Mississippi, and that's not a bad thing. I do the same thing. I like to take a picture in it, post it, and never wear it again. And that's it helps my business because you need to buy more things. Right. But that's just a big thing that I really focus on during, especially this time. I'm looking for maroon all the time because I go to state and their colors are maroon and white, so I'm trying to emphasize that. But I also have to look for other colors and make sure those are stocked, because I have people come in all the time asking, we're having a navy game or a red game, and last year I wasn't prepared for it, so I was like, I think the shop next door to us does. And I'm very good about, if I don't have it, I know which boutique usually does, so I like to support other businesses. But, just learning, like I said, learning that you need, a lot of game day stuff at the beginning of August, and, you got to keep carrying it because football season is forever. But, that's just one of the things that I've learned from being a college student.
Well, I think, too, that, she talked about sending and referring to other boutiques. I hope that I've instilled that to her in her brain, and I've preached it, that working together, and the more boutiques we have, the more people are going to come through, more foot traffic we're going to have. So she does a really good job about that, and just referring to other boutiques. If she doesn't have it, then you send them somewhere else. Yeah. Okay, so let me ask you this. So back to the dog attack. How many more surgeries and things do you have coming up?
Okay, so I had about 3 or 4 surgeries when it all happened. Like I had my leg, it was kind of cut open really bad to where they had to put me under and stitch it up. And then I had one on my left side of my face. I had a huge hole. They thought my carotid nerve had got nicked, or whatever it's called, I don't know. But that got nicked, and they had to go in and make sure there was no nerve damage. I had facial therapy just because it got most of my face, and we were just making sure that my mouth was able to move as much as it does. I had previous ear problems in my right ear. I don't have the best hearing. I've had a hearing aid before the dog attack, but also the dogs took off my ear. I always forget to, take that off, but my right ear is gone. Like half of it, they took the top half of my ear, so it's kind of sewed to the side, and it looks, I like to say it's a piglet ear just because it's a little baby, but so I've had a couple surgeries with that just because they have to, my ear hole is so small, I can't wear earbuds or anything, and they tried to enlarge that, but it didn't really make it bigger. But so now where I'm at is maybe the only surgeries I'll ever need is for my ear, or if I wanted to have cosmetic surgery to help on my scars. I have them, in random places on my bodies, but I actually like my scars. I like to embrace them. I like it when my scars are showing. I really love to just show my battle scars because, I went through a lot. I like to tell my story. I like to, brag about how brave I was, but, I also like to brag on my God for being there. I love to talk about my faith through it all because that's a major part of what got me through it. But, yeah, that's about it. I still go to some doctors just to follow up, but basically now it's just, I used to go to doctors twice a week in Memphis, but now it's kind of, twice a year, which is a blessing. Amazing. Because I have so much going on all the time. But, yeah, that's about where I am right now. And, I'm very embracing of what happened to me. But
good deal. Well, you're a beautiful young lady, even with your scars, and your scars just accentuate that. So where do you see yourself maybe in 5 years?
Oh, goodness. In 5 years, hopefully... Let's see. In 5 years, hopefully I just graduated with my MBA because that's what I'm planning on doing. I moved from accounting and now I'm a business major. I'm going to get my 4 years, so I have 2 more years of that. And then I'm hoping to do my MBA online through Mississippi State, and so that'll be another 2 years. So hopefully I'll be settling down in Corinth, Mississippi, buying a house, staying with my dog, there's hopes for a husband out there, but I'm not really pushing it. It's not a big deal to me. But, I'm hoping that Anna has grown to where I can do another little shop. I want to expand into other genres of a boutique and let my mom still be in on it because, she does have a full-time job, and I really want to, make this my thing. And, and I want to be able to make Anna and Anna a huge thing because when I do my MBA online, I'll be able to work full-time at the shop as well. And that's what I'm really focusing on. I'm focusing on, promoting it and making it bigger and, just making it more successful than it is right now. It's just business. There's so much you can do with it, and there's so much growth that can happen. And, the sky's the limit, and I'm hoping that I can grow exponentially in the next couple of years. But I'm hoping I'm stable, and hopefully I can stay in Corinth. But, we never know. But
okay, so tell everybody where they can find you. Like, where is Anna and Anna? How can they contact you?
Okay, perfect. Anna and Anna is, so it's kind of a weird, Anna and Anna, you really can't do the and sign in, Instagram or Facebook or, websites. But, okay, so Anna and Anna is in Corinth, Mississippi. If you ever find yourself there, we are at 604 Wick Street, Corinth, Mississippi. I get a lot of people from out of town, and they say that they love the experience of shopping downtown because we have a lot of stores. We have, Borum's drugstore. We have places to eat and, Bucks. And they liked going there just because, it's cheaper than if you shop in Memphis or Jackson or anything. But if you do find yourself in Corinth, I do recommend coming because it's a beautiful town. I love it. But I'm located there if you would like to shop online. So our Facebook is Anna and Anna Clothing Co. Just look it up. It's a white logo with black lettering, very cursive, Anna and Anna written. That's our Facebook. And then our Instagram is Anna X Anna Clothing Co. And it'll have the same logo there. And our website is in the bios of each of those. So you can just click on that and you'll see our whole inventory on there. And if you see anything you like, we will be happy to ship it. We love getting new customers. If from out of town, we, just love that. But
Instagram?
I just said that.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't hear you say that. Okay. So it's been great talking to you today, Tess, and hanging out with y'all. Loved being at the beach with y'all. So hopefully I'll get the other side of the story from the other Anna soon, and we'll be posting that in our podcast. But if you want to reach out to her, I'll have that in the show notes. And what a great story. What a great testimony. And I love you. You're great. And we'll talk to you later. Bye. So what are today's takeaways? Number one, that we can connect and learn from other entrepreneurs, other business owners, other women, even if they're younger than we are. Number 2, give credit where credit is due. In Tessa's situation, she went through a difficult situation and came out of it and gave praise to her Lord Jesus Christ. Thirdly, connecting is key. Connections, connections, connections. I hope you've enjoyed this podcast and look forward to hanging out with you soon.